Sorry I'm late, y'all. Got caught up in getting myself put together here. I'm so sorry. Hello, hello. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Yep, chitter chitter. Hey, Mr. Bones. Hey, Tony. Not a lot, Mr. Bones. I did get caught up on all of the Thanksgiving. I've seen some of those. I've seen Christy. I still haven't watched Pilgrim. I just did get my chicken butt, Tony, because, that's usually the answer. I have watched way too much of King of the Hill. But what's up? Hey, Levita. I'm waiting. It snowed. You got your snow? There is no snow here. Hey, Willow. I haven't had a chance to drop link yet. I just got in here. I was running behind. Seems to be my thing these days. How's everybody doing, Miss Levita? Everybody in the family doing okay? I know you guys are still going through a lot right now. Been still keeping y'all in my thoughts and prayers. Yeah, I mean, I've watched them. And I've given them all a thumbs up. I'm glad everybody's, doing okay. I really do. I think about y'all a lot. Granted, we only talk to each other, on here, but you know, always in there. Boop. There she
Hello.
is. Well, hello, Miss Lisa.
Hey, Lisa. Yeah, I'm slow.
Thanks, Lisa. It's actually kind of starting to fade out, especially right here. It always fades out at the new growth.
We gotta let people know what to look for on Facebook to find Tony.
I'm easy to find. It's Tina Powell.
Yep, I'm easy to find too. Cheryl with a C. Rich. All right. Same avatars on here.
No, my avatar changes.
I leave mine because I can just tell people that, and they know they get doppelgangers in the world. So.
Tony Thornberry. Don't
That's why
already have.
they're getting the right one. Thornberry. Sounds very British. Tony Thornberry. or Antonia, whatever it is. Well, that's reassuring. He has a devil horns on his avatar for Facebook. Hey, Wildflower, hey, we got a house. No name in your own, Mr. My daddy named me. And then when I was about 4, and mother got me bouncing on my mom and dad's bed and on the board, forgot
I guess
me
I don't
and
tell
they were
you.
ER. Because which day I have done nothing but laugh my ass off about. Ended up, being fine, working on an ass.
Mr. Bones, given the fact that my name is Tina, even in my teenage years, people who were my own age, younger than me or older than me, have always called me Ma, even before I had children, because of they could come to me and ask me questions, or I was there for them. I was like a mother figure, even in my younger years. I was there for people. So, and
Yeah,
hello,
same here,
Adam,
but
and
they didn't call me
hello.
Ma. He says, I can never call you that. It
Exactly.
just wouldn't be right.
I said I have people older, younger, doesn't matter, same age. I'm Ma, and it's funny because Johnny Cajun Roots, he always wants to say Ma and Pa, Powell, and that's fine. Most people say Ma and Timmy or Ma and Tim. You know, it's never Tina and Tim. It's Ma and Tim or Ma and Timmy. It's funny.
No, I don't think it's so much clinging, Mr. Bones. And Tina and I are both very old souls, and people tend to take towards soul wisdom for guidance, regardless of the age of the human being that they're talking to. Thing. I was just never
We've lost you, Willow.
a path that I follow, so people usually called me Sage, or at least they have as of late, anyways.
And hello, Robin. How are you doing today, dear? Yeah, your volume faded out, Willow. We lost your sound.
Probably just air, lack of air.
Mm-hmm.
So Topeka trip lungs have not been happy. I had to do steroid again today, so
Uh-huh.
yeah, I gas out pretty fast. And I still sound like a bullfrog.
Have you had your breathing treatment this morning?
Yeah, I got done with it like 10 minutes ago.
Nah,
Yeah, it's just my
just checking.
lungs are not happy. Yeah.
See, that was me, Tony. I was always told I had an old soul, and I've always felt that too, you know.
I know you do. Mine's a little older than yours.
Yes, yours is older than mine.
But not by much. You've lived a lot of life. So, hey, Mary.
Hey, Mary. How's everybody doing? Anybody, got anything special, particular planned for the rest of their day? Anything going on specific? You know,
Well, I got some good news.
Oh,
My brother is back on the mend and returning to work.
run that one more time. He's what?
My brother and he's going back to work.
He's going back to work. That is good news.
So that's great news. Considering a week ago he was in ER because COVID was trying to take him and run.
Yeah, it was.
He's still coughing and he's still a little winded, but he is on the mend. So.
No, Mary, I constantly sit in my bed. So, I mean, my room is my sanctuary, so I sit on my bed a lot. I bring a chair in to sit in too, but I mean, I hope that whatever's got you laid up in your bed the last few days, passes soon, and you get over whatever it is that's bringing you down.
My room used to be my sanctuary, but
I get
since
that,
we've
Tony.
moved, I can enjoy my whole.
Your whole home. I get that. Just a head cold. Well, those can still be very much annoying. Your head feels like it's the size of goodness knows what.
Pluto.
You can't breathe, or your eyes feel like they're swollen, and yeah, I get that. I did drop the link again for StreamYard if anybody else would like to pop on. Tony, would you ever like to make an appearance, just even with your avatar? Oh,
come on here. We don't bite.
Not unless you ask.
Oh, geez, bummer, Lisa. She got a head cold too. Yeah, I don't want one of those. With my lungs where they are right now, even a head cold would send me to the hospital, I'm sure.
Oh, Wildfire,
Just
I
for the
just realized
congestion.
you don't have your moderator tag.
Trying to get my morning pre-food pills going here. I'm very slow on the go today, I tell you.
Yeah. We all have that.
Yeah, my get up and go done got up and went. I'm still recovering from that Topeka trip. That was killer.
Oh, that's a shame, Tony. Doesn't work with your device, huh? Right, Lisa? Yeah. I've been
Browser on and poof, away we go.
all this virus stuff. It just makes me so nervous anymore.
Well, there's more to get nervous about. Omicron, coming out of South Africa, is 10 times worse than the Delta. So, gird your loins and stock up, folks, because if it hits the U.S., we will shut down again. I can guarantee it. Because this.
What device are you using, Tony? I mean, is it your phone, your computer, a laptop, tablet?
What are you using?
I mean, is it a...
You were just buffering. I don't know if it's my internet or what, but
smartphone? Oh, I bet, Adam. I mean,
is it Android or iPhone?
You say with Apple, you have to download a specific browser and use that browser to get in and connect. Android always.
Yeah,
Puppy
I'll have
makes
to
an
check out.
appearance.
Yeah, I'll have to check out that so we can see the puppy.
Mm-hmm.
I miss having a dog, but I'm not in a position right now to be able to housebreak a dog, so it's had to wait.
Yeah. Well, believe me, if I could make my way there, I would
Hey,
bring you.
Robin,
All right, Tony, give her a
there you
try.
are. Talk to us. Make sure you're unmuted.
Okay,
He's
he's not
unmuted.
muted.
Weird.
It's weird. His mic doesn't work. Oh,
Yeah,
now
your
he's
phone's a
buzzing.
pissy little bugger. Yeah, I'm getting some buffering, so I don't know if it's me or you. My
I'm.
internet's been in and out today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with your internet. That's weird, Tony.
Might need to try putting on an external mic,
Maybe.
plugging one into his headphones. See if maybe something like that would work. And get him for a few bucks.
Yeah. Or a headset with a mic.
Yeah, true. Well, not all puppies are little.
No.
We get that, Mr. Bones. I mean, I wasn't thinking Chihuahua. I was thinking more like, a big German Shepherd or something like that. Seemed more your type. I'm going to mute for a
Wait,
second
I
and
was
go look at the
thinking of
video. I
him.
want to see the puppy.
Every time. That's crazy. I don't know. But yeah, I'll check that out here in a little bit where I can see the puppy. Because to me, all dogs are puppies. So,
I'm going to go look. It's only a 30 video. And that is a beautiful pity that you have, my dear. Yeah, maybe. That's why I had to put my laptop. It like Windows, the Google friendly, probably because it's owned by Google, so they want everything to be Google-ish. I said that I told Tina to pop over and look at your video because it's only 37 seconds long, and that you have a beautiful pitty, my dear.
oh, he's so beautiful. What a beautiful puppy. So adorable.
I think pitty, they just raised with the right people, because I mean, but that's any breed. I mean, look at Chihuahuas; they can be freaking little, and
Monsters. Oh,
yeah, they can be chomping little buggers, and they're very one-piece oriented. So, if they're sitting on somebody's lap
spoiled.
and you go to kiss them on the cheek, you're liable to get turned into me.
Oh,
And
yeah. I
it's
mean,
like,
my last Shih Tzu, the one I had before Oscar, oh my God. Fuzzy would try to eat your face,
mm,
especially if you had food. He was food aggressive.
had a couple of
You are botten. Your internet is
kiss
awful
cheek
today.
goodnight or something like that, and man, she Mac. I had a terrier, big mutt, that I adopted, and that was that when Mr. Bones was trying to guide me to the sofa, or if it was coming up and I wasn't heading in that direction, he would let me know in no uncertain terms. As in, grab pant leg of my pajamas, try to escort me up the staircase to go to bed because he will sprawl out.
Ew.
You know, I'm like, go on to bed without me. And he just looked at me like, really? No.
Mary, that just sounds nasty.
Yeah. I mean, that's like slime on slime. Because nanner's slimy and mayo's slimy. So, yeah, slime on slime. It's a texture thing for me. I've heard of peanut butter and bananas, but mayo and bananas.
Yeah,
To me,
peanut butter
mayo and
and
bananas are entirely different categories of food.
He probably checked the video with Pucker, and there was a DVD, and it had like a Stranger Things font.
See videos at Dollar Tree every once in a while. I think I've gotten like one, maybe two, in the about 8 years, 9 years that we've had a Dollar Tree here in town. Yeah. So it's a North Carolina thing.
Oh, son, that's just.
Yeah, it just, yeah, I'm sorry. Be trying that. Just the texture thing is enough to put me off.
I said, yeah, I'm sorry. I can tolerate a lot of combinations, and I will try different things, but the thought, it just sounds repulsive. Seriously, Mary.
Yeah, my face is much the same, Mary. Just cringe. That's just a cringe-worthy combination.
I don't know.
Well, all power to you there, Adam. Still
I mean,
not going to try that. I mean, not even getting to the flavor profiles, just the texture.
For me to willingly, in my own home, make that combination and say, "Oh, I'm going to eat this," it's not going to happen. But if somebody went, "Oh, here, try this," and just said, "Here, try this," and didn't tell me what it was, and I was blindfolded, blind taste test. It's one of those things. I'll taste it. That's the thing. Blind taste tests, no problem.
I'm not even one to eat a banana with a sandwich, just in general, whatever the sandwich is.
But because I'm always one for trying different things, because I've said it before. I went when I was in cosmetology school. I met some friends that were from Africa, and I went to her twin sister's birthday party, and all of the cuisine was all African ethnic foods. I said, don't tell me what it is. Of course, I can see and smell fish. I know what fish is, but, it was all made differently. So, some things were fabulous. Other things were like, no, you know. So,
Esme.
Bones Place. Nah, Mr. Bones is still the best.
If you take a banana and put it in a hot dog roll, what do you have? You have a banana in a hot dog roll. Not rocket science there, Mr. Adam. It's just not.
That's just kind of like with my kids, we'd take them to the Chinese restaurant. It's like, okay, you got to try something new every time. Even if it's one bite of something, you have to try something new every time. And, Jordan still to this day doesn't like Chinese food. The closest that she gets is the sweet and sour chicken. And that's about it. Without the red sauce.
Well, considering I don't like banana bread, yeah, that's not going to be on my radar there, Adam.
Oh, a slaw dog? I've had a slaw dog. Had slaw dogs and had slaw on a burger. That's nothing new. Welcome back, Tony.
I've done cold slaw with a hot dog, but not cold slaw on a hot dog. However, I have used slaw mix to make, or I've used broccoli mix to make coleslaw, and I actually prefer that over coleslaw with, cabbage. Welcome back, Tony.
You too, Adam. And yay for customer. Slaw dog sounds like a good rap name.
Well, when people think an ice cube or an iced tea is cool, why not?
Oh, I hear a fuss bucket.
Oh, so do I.
Bye-bye, record great.
Bye, Adam. Hope they buy tons from you.
Need to get your day going? Mine's already been gone and went, I think. I spent the morning just kind of lollygagging and watching TV and trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of it. I knew I
I'm
had
still sitting here doing my wake-up ruminations.
Knew I had my live this afternoon. I stopped in at Flippin' Crazy at Lisa's for half an hour, 45 minutes, and visited
So
there
did
for
I, but I was just not in the mood for an auction.
do laundry, clean the house, get the trash and curtain. I woke up this morning and swept my bedroom floor a little bit. Tim did a couple loads of laundry, and he's in the other room with Monkey Butt and Jordan. And I'm in here talking to y'all.
Yeah, we're pretty much caught up, I think, on housework, and Sis did the leaves yesterday. Went and bagged them up, so today's her last day of her Thanksgiving break. She goes back to work tomorrow, but then she only works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I go see the pain specialist Thursday, and just in case, she's put them on alert that she might need Thursday and Friday off.
Yeah.
Depending on what treatment they use and how stable I am on my feet and stuff. So, because we're, new specialist and stuff, we don't know what they're going to do. There were several people coming out of his office last time we were there that got 5, 6, 7, 8 injections all down their spine. And if he decides to go that route with me to try to spread it out and make it more effective long term instead of weeks, months, change the meds, spread it out, or anything like that, yeah, I'm probably not going to be very stable on my feet for at least a day or two. And
why are
so
you
she
saying
might end up
her?
with a 4-day weekend. Hey, Scarlett.
Are you freezing over there?
Apparently so. Yesterday, the elderly gentleman that I'm on, he was on, and it was colder in Florida than it was here. We had the house open yesterday, and he was shivering. Now, of course, 40 degrees to him is going to be hideously
40,
cold. Whereas
40 is very cold
to
down
us,
there.
40 degrees to us, we have the kitchen window cracked, to let a little fresh air in kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yesterday we were in the upper 50s, lower 60s, and we had the house open. So,
Well, I didn't have the house open, but it was actually finally warm. I was here actually warm. I was like, God, it's hot in here today. But I didn't dare
we
open
also
the
had
windows.
to hashtag come out our D box, the board or whatever, fried. So I had to replace that. Check satellite, making sure the coordinates were on check, and all these various things. He was here for a couple of hours, and we're to be in the house. We opened up the house.
Whatever he did, I think he bumped your telephone line because he has screwed up your internet.
Well, no, because before that, the internet had up. It's the time of year here where we get sunspots, and they affect our satellite internet. So, it's just that time of year. But he'd check to see.
Check to see what? Because you're gone.
Checked. And it didn't, but he was checking because our internet is so slow. And if they put a stop lock on it, which ATT is known to do, he was going to go around and better speed. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We just have crappy internets. But he had the capability of doing that. He offered to do it just, out of kindness, because, improve the speed of streaming and stuff on demand and what have you. But
I can just see TG with her bum sitting on the radiator.
Just what I want to start with Mark Darnton. You know, the old style heaters where you had the big great big old grate in the floor. Our
Yep.
grate was right at the bottom of the staircase. So as kids, when we'd fall down the stairs, guess what we'd land on?
The grate, and you'd burn your arse.
Yeah, because it never failed when we fell down the stairs. The heater was running, the grate was hot, and yeah.
Let's see. It is 42 here, and it feels like a 35.
I'll look and see where we're at.
That's what WeatherBug says.
But no, part of what is slowing the speed of my internet right now is I've got both of the boxes here, and they've got a net cord on them, and they're transferring all the records and data from the one box to the other. It's currently 54 sunny right now. Put my glasses on so I can see the small print. And it looks like that's probably our high today. High is 56.
I'll take 56. I'd even take the 51 where Levita's at. My goodness,
Today
my
we
grandson
were in the
pissed
40s
off.
for the high. Yeah. Yeah, I hear the 40s, upper 30s for the high. But it was only like a random day, and then we jumped back into the 60s. So.
What are you doing?
Just my bone that don't like the cold, Tony. I have degenerative joint disease.
See everybody for a minute.
Osteoarthritis, bursitis.
Your Auntie Mimi's not in here today.
I've been a walking barometer since I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, your Auntie Mimi's not in here right now. Oh.
Oh, bad. Pissed him off when I cleaned around his belly button. That's what started it. Yeah.
RJ.
Yep. So we just. You only have the beginning.
Yeah, I had the beginning stages of arthritis. Yeah, I had that in my early 20s. So.
Yeah.
You can imagine where I'm at now at 52. Plus,
And
I developed bursitis in some joints. Yep. Yep, I'm just a couple of years older than Tina. So. Smack that spoon, sis. Yeah, I've also developed bursitis in my shoulders. I don't know where else I've got it.
Yeah, we're just walking piles of wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Tony's
and the bones grind and pop when I walk.
Yeah, TG. The BB.
Yeah, we're both postmenopausal, so we're past the furnace stage.
Yeah,
life.
now I'm the freezer stage. Or I'm cold all the time.
Yeah, now we just feel
or
cold.
I'm a hot flash here and there.
Yeah, I have a few random ones. And then, the waves of hot cold that when I'm on steroid, all of a sudden I feel the cold, the next minute I'm just dripping sweat. So I actually get more side effect from that in regards to like hot flash type stuff than I ever did My menopause was nothing because I had spent most of my life having hot flashes and night sweats because my glandular system, aka my hormones and all that, have been garbage from the get-go.
Oh, you had your booster jab yesterday?
Yeah, they'll be coming out with the fourth one again soon, saying that it has the new variant in it. But the
Hey, you
research
won't
that I've
catch
done,
me
there's no
getting
variant
any
in
of them.
boosters.
Sorry.
No, me neither. Not happening.
Yeah,
They aren't actually a vaccine.
Take my chances without it. Sorry, not happening. Everybody can
Yeah.
follow whatever they want.
I
I'm
think
just going to
herd
take my
immunity.
chances.
I personally think herd immunity is stronger. They're not
Yeah.
actually vaccines. Otherwise, they wouldn't be boosting them every few months.
See, even TG says they have a new variant there.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, guys, look up the Omicron, Omicron variant. It's the newest one coming out of South Africa, and it's 10 times more contagious and more deadly.
Oh.
And 95% of the people who have gotten it thus far were the vaccinated. The non-vaccinated aren't picking it up as easy. That's something. That means that their quote-unquote vaccines are destroying their immune system.
All right, back to mama.
That's all I have to say about that. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
But I said no. I'm a believer in the herd immunity thing. I've been that way since the beginning.
I've always worn a mask when I go out from the get-go. So
I wear a mask when I go out.
yeah, I haven't slacked on that at all. Every time I go out, there's a mask.
I actually need to refill my bottle. So, you know. But that's just me. Oh, my show got loud. Hold up. Gotta find the flipper.
What I think is crazy is every time I go to the medical plaza here, which is like where 80% of the doctors are locally, it's connected to the hospital. You go in, and I'm wearing high-quality masks, reusable masks. And they want me to take that off and put on one of those cheap little paper blue masks.
Mm-hmm.
I slap it on over my mask.
Yeah, Grandpa's working on it, Lisa. Tony,
I don't either, Tony, except doctor's appointments.
Doctor's
and a rare
appointments.
trip to the store. Yeah. My sis is doing most of the errands and shopping and all of that. But on rare occasion, I've had to, like, I had to go to the hardware store and pick up something that she had no clue how to ask for it, what to look for, you know, that kind of thing. I've been that way a couple of times as a caregiver, but personally, I'm still mobile, barely, but I'm mobile. But yeah, I haven't been going out.
It's a
Like
personal choice.
Yeah. I've just been being a hermit for the past 2 years, which is super frustrating because I really miss a thrift store dig. But yeah, a lot of the stuff showing up at thrift stores is because people have died of COVID and they're stripping the house out and, you know, donate everything. And not a place that I want to visit right now, no matter how desperate I am for some certain things that I need. That's why my bum around clothes that I wear around the house all the time are so ratty. I generally buy used because the
Oh no,
fabric
they
is
were
already
saying
broke in.
feed that baby.
Me breaking in new clothes is painful with my skin condition. But yeah, that's why my bum arounds are so ratty. I've got some new stuff that I have to modify, but between not having pain injections right now and having a kitten in the house, I haven't exactly been able to fire up my sewing machine here for the past few months. So hopefully here soon I'll be able to do that, and then I get to break those in. They'll get washed like 10 times before I wear them, to try to, you know, soften the fabrics a bit, but because otherwise I break out terribly. It's just the texture rubbing against my skin. It aggravates it and causes breakouts.
Lisa says, "Howdy, Grandpa Tim."
Willow says, "Howdy, Tim."
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
in the
think-
living room. I'm in my own zone today.
I couldn't make out what he said. No, I said
Okay, sorry, I
Tim.
couldn't hear him.
Yes, this is in the kitchen, so she's by the washing machine and she's by the heater, and she's like, "Were you talking to me?" Because I said something louder than normal, so she thought that I was hollering for her. She couldn't make it out though because of all the noise from the utility
Yeah.
room.
And then, of course, TG says Tim and shares the emoji poop with the banana and the waving. And Levita says, "Hi, Tim."
Not really, Lisa, because there are things that I've had to get, and I've had to buy online. So there's been returns because they weren't the texture I thought they were going to be, or size. I couldn't, like hold them up to my body to match up seams to make sure they were the right size, and they had to be returned. Trying to get a few things, like I have one size where they are breaking down, so I had to get new sweats, and I ordered the size I normally wear, but apparently they were China sizes because they came in and they were way too small.
Yeah.
So I had to send them back, and I just got the credit here the other day, so I need to go back on Amazon and reorder, and get a different size, because, yeah. But yeah, that's mostly what I wear in the winter is sweats. And yeah, they'll get washed like 10 times too before I put them on, because
Yeah, I have to wash things, get the
I
fabric
wear them. I
softened
usually
up.
buy them in the thrift store. I'm paying $29, for a pair of used sweats, and I'm having to drop $15-$20 for a pair of sweats. So yeah, I'm saving, honestly. Because if I have need of stuff, I have a list. I do frequent stops. I go to the thrift store and I check until I find them. Turns out to see cheaper than.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been on my price yet. I'm not saying, but got to cover my ass. It's too cold to go out, and the ovation that would occur with all my flaps slapping together, walking naked, be a bit distracting to people. Nothing to
This
look
is,
at.
this is me,
The
my
sound effects
blanket.
are gonna
If I don't have a blanket,
just say it, Scarlet. Just say it. Just no, I'm a witch and I have tits. I know exactly what that is.
the saying is "cold as a witch's tit in a brass bra."
I believe.
That's what I was always told.
Yeah, same here. Cold as a witch tit in a brass bra in a blizzard.
Yep. I don't know that I
Everybody's
actually
spending
save
more
more on groceries. I really don't.
We are. The inflation's hitting everywhere. Stuff that was $2.49 is now $2.29, and then the next week it's $3.89.
Yeah, that's what I
We've
said. I
had
don't
some
see where I'm
items double.
saving any more on groceries at all. I don't.
No, no, stuff is going up everywhere. You go get, your basic staple, like the top 10 items that you buy on regular. You go buy
milk,
this
bread,
one week,
eggs,
and it's
sugar,
this.
tea bags.
Whatever the top 10 that you buy on regular, your top 10 items are.
Yep.
Every store.
And yes, smaller packages, higher prices.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Yep. Fine. Nature.
I'm still here. I'm just getting a little
Okay.
sweater jacket thing.
Oh, yeah. Your cardigan.
Yeah.
Hey, Papa Smurfron. Yeah, you go one week and you pick that stuff up and say it's $25. The next week you go, it's going to be like, 33, 34. And then the next week you go, it's like 38, 39. That's what's happening here, and that's what's happening in a lot of places. At least here in the States. I'm not sure what's going on worldwide, but yeah, the inflation's going batshit here. Yeah. I don't know if it's happening worldwide. I just know in the States, inflation is slowly going insane right now. When you're on a small fixed income, you have to start not getting everything on your list. You have to start passing things up because you've only got so much to work with, and if they see it's items off your list that you can't get, it's all right. They did the child tax credit. It was like June or July, and October, months later, they gave us a 30% bump in our food bill, but they didn't do anything with our financial benefit. And everything's going up, not just food.
Yeah, our utilities.
And by November, the inflation had eaten up what had gotten. It does nothing for us.
Rest
and
well, dear.
now into December, yeah, we're going to start taking things off the list, essential things, because financially they've done nothing. They're supposed to be reorganizing SSI. SSI hasn't been reorganized except a tiny little bump that they did. I think it was 82 or 83. That's the only thing that they've done since its inception in 1972. So we're hitting the half century mark and they've done nothing. So basically what we're getting is probably what most people would have gotten benefit wise, in the late 70s, early 80s. But yet here we are, 2021 going into 2022. And yeah, we're supposed to live on that. Really? They're supposed to be reorganizing it right now in the Senate. It's with this second stimulus bill thing they're doing. It's went through the House, now it's into the Senate. And yeah, they're supposed to be reorganizing the whole thing. And I don't know if they're actually going to do it. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if they don't chuff it off like they've done for the past half century. Oh, we just didn't have time to get to that. We'll have to do it later. That's always their excuse, and then they never do. And yeah, we're a half a century in. And in the middle of a pandemic that, yeah, we can't afford. People are having to, not get prescriptions and not get, essential foods.
Oh, that's another thing.
Diabetics eating one meal a day.
Insulin shortage.
Yes.
I'm like,
Very
seriously?
true.
There's an insulin shortage. How is that happening? You know, I saw that in one of the chats. Somebody had said there was an insulin shortage. I'm like, really? Thank goodness I'm
Yeah,
not
I
on
think,
insulin.
yeah. Yeah, they were trying to shove that down my throat here a couple of months ago, and I opted out of insulin. Said, give me a pill. Good thing, because, yeah, I probably couldn't get it anyways, and at least I had the pill. So it's pretty pathetic. I'm sorry, the U.S. is dropping the ball again and again and again and again and again and again.
Hi, Wendy.
They're not keeping the priority, the well-being of the people. It's turned into this stupid political game. And,
Always.
you know, they're not taking care of the people. Hey, Wendy. How you doing, honey? How's your little Brit? But,
Little
yeah,
Brit looks like she's doing really good. Wendy posted some
that's awesome.
pictures that had her where she had her hair flat iron straightened out. And she looked so cute. So grown up.
Oh, straighten the hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I never had to do that. My hair's, it's long, it's super straight, except for a couple of wackadoodle cowlicks that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's weird. I asked the question of Wendy, and Silly's Jor 8653 answered.
It's still
Is
her.
that another, is it another screen name? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's one of Toad's screen
Yep,
names.
it's
Okay.
one of Toad's names.
It's not one I'm familiar with. Or at least I don't remember it. I may have seen it before, but I don't remember it. My memory's in the bucket, folks.
Coffee. No.
That's why
I have
Papa
iced
Smurf
tea.
J is currently modding Lisa's auction, because I don't have the brain cells for it.
Yeah. I said I was well, you were there too, but no, I was just like there's no way that I could be there and here too, and I had already scheduled mine, and there's no way I
I
would.
just wasn't in the mood for an auction. I went in and I hung out for a while, said hi to everybody and stuff, but I just couldn't get into it. My brain didn't want to think that hard, so
Yeah.
I don't hang out with Tina. I don't have to have a brain to do that. She don't care if I'm brainless. She don't care if I'm brainless. So
No, I just care if you're here.
I'll just be glad to see that specialist on the second, and hopefully he's going to do something, because
I hope so.
this has been no pain management since August. Yeah, this has been worse than
It's been
shutdown
brutal.
when I wasn't able to get injections. It's been longer than shutdown when I wasn't able to get injections. It's like, really? You're going to do this? You know?
Yeah,
Merry
it's
fucking
awful.
Christmas to you. Yeah, like you said, Merry fucking Christmas to you too, you bastard.
Oh, your dad's had
Oh,
so
that
much
sucks,
open.
Wendy.
I hate
And it's so
vandals.
cruel that people do that. Yeah. I mean, what's the point? You know? What, are they showing they're tough? No, they're showing they're stupid.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, mind you, I'm not a person that visits graves. You know, I've done it once or twice back with my folks because they hauled me. But, you know, the spirit leaves, and that's just a vessel. I don't visit vessels that aren't there anymore because they've already decayed into the earth, as they should. I don't do funerals. I don't do viewings. I want to remember the person as they are, not how they've been clowned up in a box. I just can't get into that.
Yeah.
I've taken my dad to a few, you know,
Yeah.
but you know, I don't have a problem going to them. It doesn't like freak me out or anything. I just think it's kind of pointless. It's just a waste of money, kind of like a fancy wedding. Why waste all your money on your wedding when you could use that as a down payment on a house? I mean, good God. I don't know. I guess I'm just too frugal and too practical to see the purpose in all of that. But that's just me. To each their own. Everybody has their own way. But I do think that if you do have somebody laid to rest in the earth, then you have a headstone, that it is a sacred space, and you don't fucking vandalize it. You just don't. I mean, that is a hit on the karma in my eye, a big heavy one. And we're not talking, a little vandalism. I'm talking vandalism of a sacred space. So that's just me. You just don't do that. And kids that do, they just do not have the moral foundation to know better, to, understand that it's a sacred space and that you just don't screw with it. You don't go hang out and lean up against one of them and get sloshed. You just don't. You respect the space in every aspect.
There was a time in my life I didn't have respect, but I gained it later. But I never vandalized, and I didn't get sloshed in there. There was a different kind of disrespect I had. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it was just a line that you learned that you were crossing and you modified. Mm-hmm. It's called growing up. It's called lesson learned, and you don't look back. You move forward and you do it right the next time. That's just life. But a lot of them don't do that. They just end up being like career criminals. They have no problem stealing from people and harming people, and it's just their life path. And I'm like, really?
Okay,
it's just sad.
Blessings to you and the family. Take care, honey, and I will see you around on the YouTubes.
Take care, Lavita. Dittoed everything Tina said. I can't think that hard. I still haven't even activated my stomach yet today. I'm just sitting here trying to ponder and come up with something to eat, and nothing sounds good.
I had some Pringles earlier.
It's going to be one of those days where I just end up like grabbing some cottage cheese or something to put protein in and fill the hole and just kind of numb my brain to any taste because, nothing sounds good right now.
Yesterday I had some cheese and crackers. That was my food intake for yesterday.
Well, I always start my day out with protein. I always try to have protein in things in some way, shape, or form. It's a diabetes thing.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes my gut just isn't going to process like meat and stuff right off. And I have to go with, usually goat cottage cheese is my go-to because it's high in protein and it's dairy, so it soothes the stomach. And it just does what it needs to do to activate my gut. And then usually later in the day, then I'm more in the mood for meat.
Yeah. Well, I said I had some Pringles earlier, and yesterday I had cheese crackers. That was my food intake yesterday, cheese and crackers, and it just sat heavy, and I just moved.
There's just some days that usually, like I had to do syrup yesterday, so today my gut's not going to be happy. So whatever I do eat, I'll take a digestive enzyme with, and then my stomach will stabilize because that gives it back the flora that it needs, and the enzymes that it needs to break the food down proper so that it doesn't sit there like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then my pills that I take with, or after my food, I have the prebiotic and the probiotic and all that crap in it to replace the rest of the flora. I'm so glad to hear your kitty's doing better, Wendy. If you would, keep flipping crazy Lisa's little Teddy in your prayers. His guts backfired again today. They've been doing that on and off on the regular since he has had to go on anti-seizure medications. He just suddenly started having seizures here a few months back, and it's been a medical roller coaster and everything with him. He's only about 4 years old. He's not very old, but his health has taken a really hard hit. He's not responding well to meds, and now his guts are acting up, and this is like the third round of that, to the point where they're talking testing that's going to cost about $5,000 that she doesn't have.
And I'm sorry, no, hard pass on the testing.
Just saying, she's conflicted, you know. If he starts sliding and his quality of life diminishes and she can't manage the bills, the vet bills and stuff, she's not going to have any other alternative but to let him go. And he was doing really well. He was doing better on the meds.
They always get better before they get worse.
I know. But it wasn't a short term. I mean, he'd been doing good for a couple of weeks, so.
But like I said, they always get better before they get worse. It's the same way with us humans. We always get better before we get worse.
I know.
Point blank.
But
I mean, I just.
Exactly, Lisa. It's two tests. That would be about $5,000. And yeah, that does not include the treatment. And she's already spent his first ER visit and then transferred to his regular vet because it happened over the weekend, so she had to do an emergency ER and then transfer him over to his regular vet to finish his treatment. Just that 2-day period was $2,500 the first go, and he's been to the ER at least once. More that I recall, it may have been twice.
Yeah.
Plus the medications. One test just to check his phenobarbital levels in his body is just under 200. She's had to have that done like 3 or 4 times now. So, yeah, she's literally getting smothered in vet bills, and he's not the only special needs that's been requiring vet care. She also has Tabitha, who is a special needs. She's a stunted kitty that has a lot of medical and has had all of her life. Lisa is a rescue foster, and she will go to the ends of the earth to give these babies a good life and get their medical under control to the point. She's been wanting to move back to Pennsylvania. She's in Georgia. She hasn't been able to do it because vet bills keep hitting her budget, and she tried.
Lost you again.
And Teddy was a special needs from the get on rescue. He was a little bit older kitten, but he had to have his tail amputated. He had to, go through the med battle to fight the peritonitis that was occurring in his body because of the infection in the tail and how long he'd had it untreated. She got him that, but you can see now that it left long-term damage in his body that's now starting to rear its ugly head.
I mean, I feel bad for both her and the kitty, for Teddy.
Yeah.
But, it's not that I don't have a heart or sympathy or empathy. Hi, Tina. But, at some point you have to weigh your financial means versus what you can do to prolong the care, and everything. I mean, you gotta figure out the balance.
She's just not there yet. They're threats.
You gotta between your heartstring and your wallet string. I've been there.
It's his will to very strong.
You bouncing in and out real bad again.
hopefully I'll stay stuck, but who knows. But it's up to her. It's her journey. Just prayers for her, please. We all do, Lisa. We all do. Just everybody's got a different threshold, and every animal has a different threshold of when they're done. They're done fighting.
Yeah.
And Teddy's not done fighting, and that's what's keeping her going. So it's her path. All I'm asking for is prayers.
Yeah.
For her and for her.
I mean,
her babies.
I'm not condemning her. You know, I'm not throwing condemnation at her at all.
Yeah.
You know, that I'm not.
I know that.
It's just I'm just, you know,
I just
when you're
worry for them both.
struggling, you're struggling. You know, but she's
Mhm.
struggling mentally and financially. And
Yeah.
at what point does one finally, you know?
I know. Yeah. She'll know when that is. She's been doing this for a lot of years too. So, like I said, everybody has their own threshold. All I'm asking for is prayers for her and for her babies.
Oh, and she's got them.
I know.
She's got them.
Yeah. Tina, not the greatest. I've had kind of a rough stint here for the past few months. Hopefully that'll improve later this next week here. Because that's the next, the doc. See?
I've been doing better. I've had worse. Been enjoying the new grandbaby.
I'm gonna step away for a moment. I need to turn the fan on and like get some cushies or something because my gut's starting to clench now. You're back.
But no, I've just been basically enjoying my new grandbaby. Sounds like he's finally passed out. He was having a hissy fit earlier. How have you been, Miss Tina? And
He's almost back to sleep, but do you need him again?
oh, hi, baby boy.
After I picked him up and cleaned him because he had poop.
Oh. Look here, Miss Tina. Oh,
Yeah, looky here, Grandma.
hey, Spriggian. How are you doing today? Oh, yeah, I've been loving it. This is RJ. Grandma calls him Mouse. Thank you. We think so. Yep, he's almost 2 months old. Yep, we've been enjoying him. He actually slept all night long last night. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was a big spit up, Mom. Wait.
There you go. There you go.
December 3rd, you'll have your first granddaughter. Oh, congratulations. It's right around the corner, Tina.
Why'd you poke yourself in the eyeball?
Enjoy it. They're so much fun. Yeah. Oh, bless you.
And here you thought he crapped out.
Yeah, he was almost asleep, she said.
Mm. He's thinking about it.
What you doing? What you doing? What?
You see it? You see
Oh, that's
Mommy over
awesome,
there?
Tina.
Come here. All right.
First time grandma. Cool. Hey, break in.
What you doing? What you doing? You might take her blood.
Yeah, the first time they sleep all night long, you kind of freak out.
Well, it wouldn't be the norm. That'd be a new step. Yeah. I could see those that would cause a freak out.
Daughter's been having a hard time, so they're taking early. How early? I mean, they don't take real early, but
Yeah, are they going to take it maybe, or is it within term time?
Right. So they're scheduled a C-section, I assume. There's
Yeah.
Tim looking like,
That or in.
doing his Santa Claus thing.
Hey,
coming in
Tim.
there and all that.
Hey guys.
With the sun and the color of his shirt and stuff, I didn't even see him back here until you said something. Then I focused. I didn't pick him up.
He's got his big old forehead.
Nice forehead there, dude.
Yeah. Just saying hi, y'all.
Oh, well, that's
Back
not
at you,
too
love.
bad.
That's not too far. They might have to put him in an incubator for a little while, but him or her. But check the lungs and all that. Once they get the little one in their hot little hands so that they can see how the lungs are and all that and stuff, see whether or not they need to hold him for a little while. But yeah. All right, Wendy. Love you, honey. Love and hugs to the kiddo.
But yeah.
And my sinuses aren't happy today, and I got a half-ass headache because of it.
But yeah, no. Now he's grandbaby number 3. One from each of my daughters. So, and that, but my oldest daughter, her husband has 2 other children. So, I mean, I have 2 other grands, but I don't see them very often. I mean, I've only seen his daughter twice, 3 times maybe, but I see his son a lot, quite often. This is her 4th child. Wow.
Wow.
But it'll be your first granddaughter. Awesome.
Cool. Is late in life pregnancy for her? Maybe that's why there's complications. I don't know. And I know there's a lot of variables. But 4 boys. Oh Lord, that's a workout.
You have 4 grandsons. Woo, talk about a wild time.
In life pregnancy, fourth one. And I know there's a lot of things that can cause complications in low births, but
Willow
usually
type.
seems to be the most popular.
But from what I could gather, though, Tina, was she's saying she's not 100% sure what was going on. Maybe it was
Failure to thrive in utero.
with your daughter or daughter-in-law, whichever the case may be.
Says the baby's not gaining weight,
Oh,
so it's a failure to thrive in her utero. Different scenario there.
wow.
I mean, that could just be pipes, all the stuff from baby. Maybe one of them's constricted or something, allowing
Hard telling.
nutrients in,
There's
or
just so much.
yeah, there's so many variables.
But definitely prayers,
For sure.
I'm assuming that the baby will probably go to NICU.
Last appointment, it was 4 pounds. They usually release her still at 5 pounds, so unless there are issues that they would need to hold the baby, it does meet weight requirement. I mean, it's a small baby, but like when preemies were born and stuff, like as far as I know, I'm not a mom. I'm just a fur mom. But all the nieces and nephews, everything I've lived, me and my medical brain.
Well,
that 5
if the baby
pounds is kind of
continues to gain while
benchmark.
in the hospital, and all of the parameters are still good as far as the lungs, the heart, the kidneys, and everything.
At least on the minimum weight, the baby's got that. But yeah, a lot of things to check.
And usually on a C-section, you don't get kicked out of the hospital for almost a week anyway. So
Yeah, could just be that whatever the pipes are that sends nourishment to the baby from the mom are constricted in some way or
she's a
something.
high-risk pregnancy. So
Is this her last child?
all right, Spray Can. Hey, Spray Can, have you been making any more tchotchkes with your metal? I haven't been around a lot lately, so I'm behind. Hope I caught him before he left. Stomach's upset. Okay.
I can relate to that. I'm trying to activate mine for the day, and it's fighting me tooth and nail.
Well, I hope you get to feeling better, dear.
In fact, I think I'm going to go grab that enzyme. I'll be right back.
Okay. Of course. Oh, heavens, Betsy. I'll be ready for this week. Yeah, I do. I hope you get feeling better soon. Spray can. Upset stomach is no fun. I'll be ready for this week to get back to normal. Tomorrow being Monday and be able to have afternoon tea with Irene and bingo with Johnny. And I agree, Lisa. I don't think I even had to get up and go. I mean, I got up this morning. The first thing I did was find a clean house dress to put on, and I went to get in my closet, and I looked down on the floor, and there was pet hair and leaves and all kinds of stuff where the dog lays down. And I'm like, looked at my daughter, and I gave her the signal to find me the broom. So I swept up mess and cleaned that all up. And I'm like, I just got up out of the bed. I managed to go to the bathroom. I'm in here getting clean clothes, and I'm up sweeping the floor. What the hell? There's a problem with this picture. Wow. Her first son was a 1 pound 7 ounces and spent 3 months in the NICU.
Wow.
Holy mackerel. That's a little one for sure.
Definitely. I've had kittens that were bigger than that I've raised.
You know, I don't even think it's the time change that it's kicking my butt. It's the weather that keeps daggum changing. Hot, cold, 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 cold. Oh, let's warm up. And then boom, the bottom falls out.
Yeah. It's definitely been a roller coaster ride of temperatures this fall.
You know, and it's not even officially winter yet.
That's why I said this fall.
I know. Oh, that's so cool. And he's 11 now. My oldest grandson's 11. Makes you pee a lot. No, that would be however much liquid intake. And honestly, it doesn't even take a whole lot of liquid for the output, let me tell you.
Yeah, for me, it's the back spasms that I have. If I'm spasming really bad, it makes me have to go pee a lot.
I am so shocked. I have not seen Irene yet today.
You never know. She could have had something going on. Or she could be having a bad day and is up in her craft room in her bubble, creating a way, trying to
Well,
stick
I
her the
know
pain.
that she had the grandson this weekend, and that she's going to have him all week. I believe she said, Elijah.
Mm-hmm. Could be she's just busy entertaining him.
Maybe.
Maybe they're making cookies or something. You never know.
I know that she had some kind of crafty do stuff to do with him for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't remember. Sorry. I had written a message and I had to answer it right quick.
No problem.
How is Tim doing? Well, depends on who you ask.
You look like Santa Claus.
And on what day? He's fat and sassy. He's not having as many headaches or as bad.
Well, that's good.
He's not eating as much Tylenol. The shaking is still incredibly bad. Yeah, baby is definitely keeping him on his toes. Gives him a run for his money, I'll tell you.
Yeah, but you can bet he's loving it too.
Oh yeah, he's loving every minute of it. All right, TG. Willow and I had talked the other day for a brief minute, and we think that there's possibility that there may have been some stroke activity because he is truly dragging the right leg more than he was before, where he was dragging it prior, but it's worse. It's worsened. We do go see the neurologist as well as the endocrinologist on the 29th. It'll be an all-day adventure in Springfield seeing doctors. Huh? Oh, on the 9th. My bad. The 9th.
Oh, he hollered the 9th. I was sitting here thinking that's the quietest sneeze I've heard out of Tim yet. But it was actually just him hollering the 9th.
The 9th. The 9th, not the 29th. The 9th. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. What I had the 29th in my head for, I don't know, but
Don't know.
And me, I mean, I'm doing okay for an old fat lady, but I walk around with either my cane or the walker, depending, or some days I'll get up and mosey without it and go, oh shit. What was I thinking? Or I'll actually get up and walk without it and not have a problem. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I keep one here. Got one at the end of the sofa here.
Yeah. I still have a problem with climbing stairs. That's another reason why I really don't go out of the house, is because I don't have a ramp and I can't afford to have one built. Um, and I haven't really looked into having, you know, a service or a nonprofit, you know, build one for us, you know, a donation. So, you know, I haven't looked into doing that yet. I know that they're out there. I haven't looked into it. I know it's out there. I haven't done the research. But, you know,
There's also programs that have, you know, states that'll have a program for durable medical equipment,
yeah,
and the aluminum ramps are
yeah,
considered durable medical equipment. And they might have one that they would, you know, you just fill out some paperwork to prove, you know, that you're, you know, disabled and low income, and they just basically loan it to you indefinitely until you're done with it, however
yeah.
long that is. You know,
Yeah.
they'll call touch base with you every couple of years to make sure.
The Department of Rehabilitation
You're
might
still
be
using
able to assist with that. I don't know.
That or your council on aging, either
Yeah,
one. If you've
we've
got
got
one
a
of those
council on
programs,
aging.
should be able to tell you. I mean, when I first used the program that we have here in the state, DCF didn't know.
Thank
Council
you,
on Aging
Tina.
did. So I informed DCF. This was back in the day when you actually had to go in for your interviews, for your annual reviews. And I told them, I said, you know, this is where I got it from, and da 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 da. It was for my dad. I don't know, she was just talking about something somebody needed in her family, just
Yeah.
conversation. And I shared with her the program.
Uh-huh.
And she checked into it and was able to get what I think was a parent, something that they needed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Ford insurance was bucking them on and blah, blah, blah. And they were able to get it on loan there indefinitely. And she actually called me personally a couple of
Mm-hmm.
weeks later and thanked me for sharing that information with her, because she had no idea that it existed and she worked for DCF.
Right.
So it always pays to call around, because one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing.
That's true. But like I said, you know, I haven't went out and started looking yet. So, but
Yeah.
it's on
I'm
my
just saying,
my list.
don't call one and give up thinking it don't exist, because yeah, they
Oh, I
don't
know
know
they
all the
exist.
programs.
It's just
So,
something I have not done.
yeah. Well, I'm just saying in general. You
Yeah,
know,
I
a
know.
lot of
Because
people
like you know,
that
I've
visit
had
your
to do
channel and
it.
stuff. Yeah. But
The Fraternal Order of Eagles. Never heard of it.
yeah, me neither. I mean, here the program originally started with the VFW, and it was local, and now it's statewide and ran through a large university here in the state, and it's a huge program now. In
We
fact,
have
they
the
melded a couple three less known programs into one large one, and yeah, now people know about them.
Omnibudsman.
Here, the umbrella term or the umbrella name is KTAP. But yeah, it's worth doing the research. Another thing y'all might want to check into is individual states have been offering UBIs or GBIs, General Basic Income or Universal Basic Income programs for low income, where you can, you know, get some money each month. California's got like a half a dozen of them now, but not all states have them yet. That's kind of new. But and then Tina's state of Illinois just the other day announced the first state, not federal, stimulus checks. They're not huge. It's basically $200 per person, $400 for a couple. But and I don't know if it's reoccurring monthly or if it's just a one-time, one-off thing. But you know, doesn't hurt to do the research and keep an eye out, because once one state has grabbed onto it, others are going to follow. You know, and Illinois stepped up and was the first in state stimulus checks. And like
Yeah,
I
I
said, it's
still
not
have
a
to
lot, but it
research
really
that.
helps. Yeah. And some of these programs that they're doing, they have limited funds, so you want to get in on them. So it doesn't hurt to keep your eyes and ears peeled for anything like that, because there's more and more of it coming out due to the pandemic. So, but yeah, they call them UBIs, GBIs, and then now state stimulus checks. So there's 3 of them to keep watch on, because each state, you know, uses a different of one of the terms or whatever. And some of them are just a one hit, you know, and others are reoccurring monthly. There's some in California where they're handing people $1,000 a month, but you got to get in on it because they've got limited funds and they're only taking so many people. So you want to get in on it or you'll miss out.
Yeah, no, I've never heard of the fraternal order of eagles.
Me neither.
We've got the Rotary Club and, you know, the Elks and the Moose. Well, we don't have the Moose Lodge anymore. Moose is gone. You know, things like that.
Yeah. We
And
don't
of
have a
course,
whole
the
lot of that here.
VFW.
Yeah. That's a what, 5.4, I think, is what they settled on for the COLA for this next year for Social Security, SSDI, and SSI.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't start until your January check. But yeah, it's a 5.4 increase versus, you know, the average every year is like 1.2, 1.4%, which is pretty pathetic. We all know inflation's far higher than that on a regular day. But even the 5.4 that they settled on is not going to be enough with the ballooning inflation caused by the pandemic. And I think that's the only reason that they were being generous, but they're still not being generous enough, as usual. Because, yeah, the bad thing is if you're Medicare age, the Medicare premium is ballooning this year as well, and is eating up your raise. And people are already screaming before it's even started because, you know, there's absolutely no sense in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. Everybody's getting a bump. Whatever it is that you get, like I currently get $7.94 because I'm on SSI, and I will get $8.41, I think it is. And I wouldn't be on SSI except I'm 1.5, just 1.5 job credit short. So they dumped me onto SSI instead of SSD. And you would think since I've been on it since 2006, you know, that something would shift. But no, they just keep me on here. Which sucks because, you know, if I was on SSD, you know, I could make like $7,000 a year. So I could try to do something to earn a bit of money. But on SSI, God, somebody even hands you a bottle of milk and they want to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they
Crazy.
force you to stay into poverty. And that's what they're supposed to be reconciling in this next stimulus bill that they're working on, is lightening a lot of that, because they've just gotten to be a bit much. on their limits, and they're also supposed to be freeing it up to where you can get married, you're not going to get penalized, and all these other things. But I'm not holding my breath. They like bossing you around too much. They're not going to give up any more than they have to. They don't care whether it affects your freedom or not. I don't even know if we ever had moose here. The Moose Lodge, I don't know. There's not a lot of that kind of stuff here. I think there used to be a couple. I don't even know if they're still around. Arab Shrine or something like that. And, you know, of course, VFW. And seems like there was one other, some old dude that was talking to me one day when I was driving a cab. He was one of the drivers. I was dispatching at that point, and he was sitting there rattling about some secret society thing he was in or some shit like that. And I was like, dude, you don't even talk loud enough that I can hear you. You're just blowing wind. And I don't care about your secret society. There's nothing special about it. It's just a society. There's societies everywhere. But he thought he was in on a stick because he was a member of this. And I'm like, well, all power to you, dude, but you're still a dweeb, you know. No offense, but, you know.
Yeah, well, we got.
Not going to change things.
I know we have the Masons here still. You know.
I don't know. It just wasn't my world, I guess. My dad wasn't into any of that kind of crap. He was in the Locksmith Association. That was as close as he got to being in a membership anything. That and just the old fart club down at the coffee shop on Main Street. Go down there and get breakfast and coffee and yak with a bunch of other old farmers and farts that was hanging out there every day.
Yeah. Well, the Moose Lodge here, the membership started dying off. There weren't a lot of
younger generations.
Yeah.
Younger generations aren't interested in that stuff. They got their own shit they want to do.
You know, it did. You know, the membership just started dying off. You know, people weren't interested in that kind of thing anymore. So, you know, generations.
Thing of the past. Yeah, a lot of those types of things do that kind of stuff, Tina. I just don't know. I just don't know of any of it around here. Usually it's just like a church.
Yeah.
As far as I know, the only thing that we have that would even remotely connect to being a society here is the VFW or the American Legion. And all they do is play bingo and drink. So they're kind of like the Senior Citizens Center on steroids. You know, they have a fancy building instead of a beautiful grocery store like our senior center is. It's an old IGA, actually, from, I think it was open when I was an infant, and by the time I was walking, which was like 9-10 months, it was gone, closed, sat vacant forever, and now it's a senior citizen center. Has been for a couple decades. But
I'll say on the old Jacksonville Developmental Center grounds, they built a brand new senior center, and so when the JDC closed, senior center is still a functioning entity, but where the mental health buildings are, when the state closed all of that, the buildings are just sitting there empty, going to waste. And all of those state buildings, they're just sitting there. It had its own, it ran its own energy. It had a power plant. The whole thing. You know, it had its own kitchens, you know, everything.
self-sufficient.
It was self-sufficient. And the state closed it.
That's stupid.
Okay, and here's the kicker. When they closed it, they put dumpsters out, right? And all of the walkers, wheelchairs, beds, everything medical went in these dumpsters. even the desks, the chairs, tables, bed tables, nightstands, everything.
That's
Everything
pathetic.
went in the dumpsters. Instead of the state selling these items in order to put
Or donate,
back
donating them
in,
someplace else.
to put coffers back into the state's pocket, it went to the landfills. Or instead of donating it, all these still good, useful items. And they literally had police guarding and watching and had cameras set up to watch these dumpsters so that people could not go and pull things from those dumpsters. This was been a few years back now. And I remember because I'm like, oh, I could really get up in that dumpster and get some of these items. And I know other people that could use these. You know,
That's just
I was
pathetic.
so mad. You know, even if I didn't need any of them right at that point, I still had storage at that point in my life where I could have hoarded what I needed. And when I seen somebody that was asking for something, I'd be like, I have this, you know, and I can assist you with it.
Yeah. Yeah, like on Facebook, there's, pretty much in every town, some type of buy-sell trade or a helper thing,
Uh-huh.
kind of like the old free cycle,
Yeah.
To where if people need something, they can post it and see if anybody can help them.
Yeah.
And yeah, that stuff could have been, anybody that popped on there and needed, some type of mobility device or medical
Yeah.
device. You could have said, yeah, let me know where you're at and I'll deliver. And,
Exactly.
you show up and hand it to them and say, here you go, hope it helps, and just walk away, no paperwork, no
Yeah.
asking, no
No
loan,
money
no,
change, no nothing. It was,
just
here you go, have it.
fulfilling a need. Yeah, fulfilling a need. That would have been amazing.
I miss Free Cycle. Free Cycle was wonderful.
Yep. Yeah. I helped people with stuff. I'd get, I'd buy like a lot of stuff at auction, and there'd be a lot of the things, because everything was in lots,
Yeah.
there'd be things that I didn't need, and I would post them up on Free Cycle.
I would
Keep what I
too.
needed out of it and post the rest up, and
That's how I got
Yeah.
rid of tons of things, I was actually owner moderator of the Free Cycle group. The person, I'm still friends with the original owner moderator of our Free Cycle group. She and I met and we became fast friends. And she made me owner moderator. And when she got too busy with her life, she's like, here, because I didn't work and she had a busy life and hectic things going on. And so I took
so you were
over
able to take it over. Yeah.
and things got where Free Cycle just didn't work anymore. And, people were like, well, I have these items that I really rather have money for. And at that point in time, they didn't have these groups on Facebook where you could post things for sale,
Yeah, so they were trying to come to Free Cycle, and yeah, it didn't work that way. That was the whole point of it, was free.
Yeah. So, so people would start.
I don't know. That's kind of the picture perfect epitome of how like the government is, and people have become. They'll put guards on it so you can't take it for free, just so it can go to the dump. That's kind of, in my eyes, kind of a parallel as to how the government treats the seniors and low income and disabled. We're just, you think about Scrooge, we're surplus population.
Yeah.
We're just a pain in the ass. even though, you know, we helped build our towns and build our cities and build, you know, whatever, you know, we had our purpose. And yeah, now we're just disposable like a big lighter.
But yeah, Tina, it does. It amazes me. You know, I get rid of so much stuff on the free cycle thing, and then even still today, you know, I go through things, and it's like I will have my children go through and see what they want first, and then whatever they don't want, I have somebody take it and drop it off at the thrift store. And if it's in sad enough shape that it doesn't go to the thrift store, then I'm like, take it and put it in the dumpster, you know? Because if it's
Yeah, I
that
try to
bad
keep
of
as much
shape,
stuff out of the dumpster as possible. You know, if it's usable and it's in good condition, you know, it might not be great condition, but it's good condition, but it's not trash. I donated. People, you know, the reseller community, oh, well, you need to be selling that stuff. I'm like, no, I don't. You know, and yeah, like I said, I've posted stuff on Free Cycle back in the day, and I just joined a couple of 3 groups for the local stuff. I joined seller ones just to, you know, see if they bumble onto something that I could use.
yeah,
But I'm not going to sell on there. Otherwise, yeah, I just post stuff on the free, and if somebody needs it, you know, whoever catches the post first, you know.
yeah, first come, first
But
served.
yeah, but I had I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah, I was trying to get a lot of stuff at an auction, a physical auction, local, and I was waiting for it to come up, and they were doing a lot of, I don't know, it was like kid stuff, baby stuff, walker, stroller, swing type stuff,
Yeah,
and the lot that I was interested in, it had some kid size, aka doll size, like a little stroller and stuff like that. They were like toys for a kid, but I wanted them for props. And they combined that into this other lot. And I got the whole lot of all of this stuff for like $5. But I only needed like 2 things out of the lot that they combined in. I didn't need all that other stuff, but there was a mom that did need it. And you know, I posted it on Free Cycle, and she says, "Oh, please God, please tell me you still have this stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're the only person that's contacted so far. You know, come get it." And yeah, she was crying. She was so excited that she was able to get that stuff. And that's the type of people I like to help, is the ones that really need it, literally can't afford it, and you know, I'm not gonna, you know, the free stuff. I mean, you've got resellers going on to the Free Cycle and just, you know, I'll take this, I'll take this, I'll take this, and then they turn around and sell it. That's not the purpose of it. You know, it's not free stock for them to sell. It's for people in need. And I'm seeing that on this one, that people are like, oh, I'll take it, I'll take it, I'll take it, I'll take it. You know they're reselling it. And I hope karma kicks them in the ass hard, because that is just wrong. It's the wrong way. It's not what it's for. It's not the purpose of those kinds of things. It's to get it to people in need, not people in need of stock to sell. It's not good business. That's not good karma. And yeah, I get the vibe that somebody's doing that stuff, and yeah, they ain't getting it. So I don't play those games. But when somebody's literally in tears because they needed these things for their child or grandchild or whatever, you know, that's awesome. But yeah, you have some jackass that comes on there and just, you know, I'll take this and I'll take this and I'll take this and I'll take this. Yeah, they're just getting stock for their resale shop, or, you know, online resell or whatever, you know. I mean, there is advantage to resellers in the world. but there's disadvantages to them as well. They get too damn greedy for their own good.
It's true.
And it just, grates my ass when they don't stay ethical. When they cross ethical lines, I'm done.
Yeah.
I won't buy from them. I won't promote them. I won't, no. But yeah, you get some local jackass like that.
Really,
They don't make
Tina?
the boot big enough. Yeah. And that's what I would do. If I had a group like that, that's what I would do. You got some greedy fucker on there just trying to take everything. And then, you go into a resale shop and you see all the stuff that was posted. Nope. They get booted. Go find someplace else to be a jackass because you ain't doing it here.
See, I never had that problem back in the day. We didn't really have too many people back then that were resellers in my area. People were using things for their own purposes.
Yeah. Well, reselling, there's always been the barter thing around here. But nowadays, you can't go to a church rummage sale. You can't go to an auction. You can't go to a resale shop. You can't go to a book sale at the library without somebody there with a scanner or, a tax number or whatever. They outbid the people who are buying because they need. There's no ethics in it anymore. And I'm seeing it online as well. It used to be that if somebody in need was bidding on that item, they weren't going to bid you up. And now it's no holds bar. And you can't afford the item. You can't afford it, so you do without. And you can comment in the chat that you desperately need the item, and they don't care. They will just outbid you anyways. And I don't like that. And then you've got the ones that come in and they pay more than the highest priced one available, like on eBay. They pay more than that, thinking they're going to resell it. I don't know where you're reselling it, dude, but
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll bid you up just for the hell of it. But yeah, I guess you can afford to eat that because you ain't going to make anything off of it. All power to you.
Right? Now, like I said, I do. I miss the early days of the free cycle thing. I know that even back then there were folks that they had their resale shops, et cetera, but back then though we didn't have all these things online, on the Facebook, et cetera, for folks to be buying and selling and all that. But they were new back then, making all these group pages, Facebook pages where you could buy and sell and trade. So, and then when they started coming on stronger, and it was just now it's nothing new.
Yeah, that sounds like kind of the new recycle, Adam. The last time I was at a physical auction here was 3 years ago. It's not even open now, unfortunately. The fellow that ran that passed away last September. September 2020. But last time I was there was resellers there. And stuff that would normally, close auction, like a box flat or of hankies or something like that, sewing patterns, something like that you get for, $5-6. Yeah, it was selling $20-$30. you know, if it was like sewing patterns, a lot of the pattern, especially if they were the newer ones, you could tell were the ones that they had on sale at Hobby Lobby regularly. You know, they'd load it up, you know, for like $1 or something like that. Vintage ones, I unless to craft one, I'm not really interested because, you know, they didn't have actual plus size clothing and vintage patterns back in the day. But yeah, they want $20 for, you know, a box, and you know, you used to be even given, they were throwing them in, adding them a lot, trying to get rid of them. And yeah, of course, they had a lot of dolls. Whoever had the stuff up to be auctioned was an estate sale.
Yeah.
And they were in me, and I had
You're
my eye on.
roboting again.
Oh shit! It's not doing it on my end. I don't know what's going on.
Hi, Pearl me.
My internet's still sound. Hey, Pearl.
But
But
it's not
no,
so
they
much
bought
that
all
you're
these dolls out
roboting.
there.
Your volume kicks in and out and in and out.
My win just don't have it today. But yeah, they were outbidding me on all these dolls. You know, but there was one, but he bid on her as it just came from her body. She was any of those, and I got her for $10 just because she needed her strung. And yeah, I brought her home. I had her legs restrung in 5 minutes. They just didn't know how to do it, and I was very grateful for that because those dolls at the time used in pretty rough condition, $200, and I was able to get her for $10. But that was the only threat of the day because I was getting outbid on everything else because of the damn resellers. Resellers everywhere. You go to the library book sale and you've got, you know, 10, 20 people running around with those little hand scanner things, scanning the books, looking them up online, blah, 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 blah. I was like, just get the hell out of my way, people, you know. I actually read them, you know. I actually need to get books to read, not resell.
Right. That's why I
They were rude.
love to go
They
to
wouldn't
the
move.
thrift stores and look at books because I'm trying to find the ones that I'm missing from a series so that I can actually start to read the series. You know, because I hate to
You're like
start
me. You
reading
won't
a
start a
series.
series until you got them.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I'm OCD about that. I'm not reading book 2 until I have book 1. And if there's 10 books in the collection, I ain't reading book 1 until I have all 10. And I've spent
Like
as upwards of 15 years getting a collection together before I would start reading it.
And I hate to pay full price for a book.
Me too. I can count on one hand the number of authors that I will buy new off the shelf when they go paperback. I don't buy hardback. I've only bought hardback once, and that was the Harry Potter series because I was in the line at midnight when they were released, kind of batshit crazy kind of lady. You know, I was a crazy fat lady with a walker standing in line to get my Harry Potter book. I didn't care. People could look at me funny all they wanted. I loved them.
Now,
and I wasn't the only batshit old lady.
Hard pass.
I saved, you know, they'd let you know months ahead of time, months and months ahead of time when the book was going to be released.
Yeah, but
Start saving to pay, you know, my 20 some odd dollars. And then I would go home and I would read it, and I would go to bed when I was done. I mean, I was so crazy. I would stand in line, I would get the book, and I would pay an insane price for it, and I would go home, crack that cover, and I would start reading it, and I would go to bed when I was done with the book. I would wake up and I would start it again. Yep, that was me. I was a crazy Harry Potter fan. Midnight release of the movies. I mean, when I first read, I got the first book at the thrift store for like 50 cents. You know, went into the bookstore the next day, and I was like, this one says that there's another in the series, and oh yeah, there's actually 4 in the series now, and the 4th movie is going to be being released in a couple of weeks. And I'm like, movies? I had no idea.
Mhm.
So then the quest for the movies began. And
I don't own any of the movies, and I don't own any of the books. I just watch them whenever they're on.
I have full set of the books, which I transitioned to paperback, and the movies, which I always keep a copy and then a spare copy of all of them. I wait till they have them for $3, $4, $5 a piece, and then buy a whole set
Mhm.
when the ones that I've been watching are starting to show wear. I love my Harry Potter. And I know exactly what's going to happen. I can listen to it. I don't even have to watch it at this point. I know exactly what's happening on the scene, on the screen.
There's been a couple movies, even on DVD, that I've had to replace the discs because I've wore them out.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing
Mhm.
that you actually can wear out a disc, not scratch it, but actually wear it out. And that's been
I think that they're programmed to only run set number of times personally. About 20 to 25 viewings. And suddenly it funks out.
oh no, I
And it
played it
doesn't have a
more than
scratch on
that.
it. Well cared for. Well, I'm just using those numbers as an example.
No, but I'm just
But,
saying, I watched it more than that. But
well, I think it varies. But I didn't think I would either. I'd like heard about these books coming out kind of thing, because being a bookworm that I am, you hear about books. But, I didn't think I'd like it. And then I bumbled onto it at the thrift store and I thought, 50 cents, I'll give it a try. Everybody's talking so much about it, must be something about them. So I just got book 1, at the thrift store. Sat on my shelf for like 6 months before I got it read. And, finally cracked it open and never put it down.
see, and
I
the other Tina B, I couldn't do it either. My daughter, my middle daughter, loved the Harry Potter books. She read them all, bought them, read them, thrift store, brand new, whatever. She got them, she read them. Library even, rented them, whatever. And she says, "Here, Mom, read this." I tried desperately, could not do it. That would be like, for me, the Austin Powers movies. I cannot for the life of me watch the first one. It puts me to sleep immediately. I can't get past the first 20 minutes. But I can watch The Spy Who Shagged Me and Goldmember. But I cannot watch International Spy of Mystery because that one will put me to sleep. The very first movie will put me to sleep every time. I cannot read the Harry Potter books. Can't do it. Absolutely cannot. I've tried. I tried the first book. I even tried going to trying to read different chapters. Like, okay, maybe I can't just get into this chapter, So I'd skip a few pages and try picking up someplace else where something might be a little more exciting or something. No, cannot. It just don't happen for me.
everybody has their own thing. My sister's the same way. She tried to read them and she couldn't get into them. So for me, it was a good escape, and still is,
But I love the
magical
movies.
world.
I do. I love the movies.
Yeah, there's parts of books though that were left out of the movies
Well,
that
there's
would
always
connect
going
dots
to be.
better on the storyline.
Yes, there's always going to
Yeah.
be things that are left out. That's just like the V.C. Andrews' Flowers in the Attic movie versus the book.
Mm-hmm.
Movie,
Yeah, I tried to read that one. That one put sleep.
movie completely off versus
Mm-hmm.
the book. Book way better. Movie completely freaking stupid, especially the one they released at the theater.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. They don't stay true to the storyline. I mean, I can understand some minor little turns that have to be adapted, for
Mhm.
movie versus book. But yeah, when it's not even the basics of what the storyline is, a lot of me.
But yeah,
I'm one of
completely.
those that I'll read the books and I'll watch the movies, and I pick the movies to death, comparing them to the books.
Tina's tried to watch the
Yeah,
movies.
VC Andrews just off me. Of course, I lean more towards fantasy and some sci-fi. You like more horror, and I don't. And most of the paranormal stuff, I don't want to see a movie about. Especially if it's like shapeshift and they take it to that horror bent. Don't care for them for the most part, with the exception of like Harry Potter and Twilight, Star Wars, and a couple of other random ones. I'd rather read the book and create the scene in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
The scenes that created in my mind, books that I read long before I even got to be able to start watching the movies. Scenes created in the movies are exactly like what I had created in mind. She's that good of a writer that what she describes and what builds and creates in mind is the same thing that showed up on film. Rare thing. It's like they plucked her brain and put it on the film. Damn rare thing for that to happen with storylines like that. Very, very rare. And I think that's why I like Potter so much, because visually it suits my mental aesthetic of what I visualized it for the story to be. The only one that shifts from that a little bit is number 3, because of course they had a different producer, director, whatever, and he went a little different than the others.
Mm-hmm.
But after you've watched it a few times, suits the plot of book 3 for it to be that weird and dark and kind of artsy fartsy. So it grows on you basically. So I think 4. One that said that there's been a lot
Okay,
of people that
Vicky.
have thought that book 4 should have been a part 1 parties. Hey Vicky.
Like I said, I could not do those. I tried. Now it's weird where I could read the the Lord of the Rings series way back in the day, and I don't know if I could sit and do it now, but I could back in the day, and I can sit and watch the movies now.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem.
I
And I could even
seen the
watch,
movies before
and I read the books, the Hobbit way back when, and I've seen the movie, and I've seen the original cartoon version of the Hobbit and Return of the King way back in the day.
Yeah, so have I.
I own it on
I
VHS.
I I found the books, or I found the movies. I watched the movies of Lord of the Rings before I even knew that they were an adaptation from a book. I went and read the books, and the books were dry as a frickin' bone. I read them, but I had to push through to get there.
Yeah.
So those, I'm perfectly happy with the movies. The same with The Hobbit, and I have seen The Hobbit animated original versions.
Mhm.
But and loved them, but I haven't been able to find them on disc or anything. At least that I can afford.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did see them. They showed up on TV one day. I don't remember what channel or when. It's been years ago.
Yeah.
But I do get a kick out of them. I like their style of animation.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm perfectly happy with the movies on those, and the books. Not so much. They got donated. I made it through them once. You know, the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy and what have you. And I knew that I would not be able to do it again. It was that hard of a push for me to get through them.
Mhm.
And I'm like, no, I'm perfectly happy with the movies, and I've got those all on DVD. So, with the exception of the animated originals.
Mhm.
And I'm perfectly happy with that. The Twilight, I had the books again. I enjoyed reading the books. I enjoyed the slight variation of the plot line in the books versus, but the book sat on the shelf for several years, and finally I just decided, I'm happy with the movies,
Yeah.
and donated the books. But Harry Potter, I have the books, and I have the movies, and I have the add-on books, like the textbooks and all that, and blah blah blah. Um, the movies, like I said, I always have two copies because if one funks out and I'm halfway through a storyline, that really pisses me off with those. So I keep a spare. Um, I just always catch them, like I said, when they're cheap. Usually right after Christmas or right around Christmas, they'll offer them. I think now they've even got bundled, like $10 you can get, um, like the first four, and then, same with the last four. So for like $10, you can have the whole collection on 2 discs, which is probably
Yeah.
what I'll do next time they need to be replaced. But
Back off, pussycat.
instead of having 8 discs taking up space on my shelves. But yeah, and I have like the full series of Charm. I have the full series of
Yeah.
oh, gracious. Captain Timberland's at it again.
Tornado test.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just real picky. The one that probably made some movies that I've never looked for them because I love the books that much. I don't want to see them screwed up on the screen. Is Mercedes Lackey's Valdemar series. Now, mind you, the series is like 50 books now. It's a huge series. I have them all,
Okay.
the whole set.
What is it? You'll have to type it because
And
I
I have
can't hear you.
I don't know what's going on. This is pissing me off.
Mercedes Lackey Valdemar series? Never heard of it. Okay, Tina. Oh, before you leave, you got to tell me what dinner is. You know the rules. $50? Oh my God. Okay.
Is that any better?
Well, yeah, at that point it is.
The Mercedes Lackeys series, the Baltimore series, is like 50 books now. Them all.
Wow.
Bought religiously over a lot of years. And a few rips because I've worn them out.
That's a lot of books.
It is. She's probably close to 20 when I first started reading it. I bumbled onto it when I worked at the used bookstore in the late 90s, early 2000s. And, have religiously fulfilled the entire collection and still have it. She's not writing as much. She's getting up there in years. She might even be past, and they might be releasing stuff that she had written before she died. I'm not real sure. They haven't exactly airing, and I have literally scoured the net trying to find out one way or the other, and not happening. But yeah, I absolutely love that series.
Good.
I can sink my teeth into that series, and I'm good on reads for like 6 months or better.
Uh-huh.
I just sink myself into the series and the storyline, and I just love it.
Nah. Mercedes Lackey. Baltimore.
Now, when she first started the series, they were groups of trilogies. It's quite challenging to sort out the chronology
Uh-huh.
of it. If you decide to start reading them and decide that you love them, contact me. I have the chronology all sorted, and more than happy to share that so you don't have to go through hell like I did getting that, so that you can read them in the exact order that they are supposed to be read. It's one of those things where she did them in trilogies, and they could be read as standalone trilogies or just, into the series kind of deal. And that's what, when they do that, that's what screws up trying to keep track of chronologies. It's kind of like Star Wars. Star Wars books are written by so many different authors, and it's all tied together, but yet not.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a whole bunch of those. And that one I could not sort out the chronology on, and just read a few here and there, and the disconnect because of that, it just frustrated me so much I gave up.
Yeah. Well, we're down to
And I
2,
just gave up and donated them.
and I've been on for almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah, everybody's getting busy.
Yeah.
Moving on to other things.
Yeah.
Because
And
the 2 is probably me and you with our popped out chats.
yeah, might be Pearl and Adam. Maybe Maggie.
Yeah, could be.
Or Vicky, because Vicky was busy doing dishes and had us in the background. But,
hard to say. I don't know if a popped out chat counts as, a YouTube viewer.
I don't know.
Because you're not watching the stream, you just grabbed the chat. I don't know if they count or not, honestly.
I don't either. But
That or it's hit and miss.
oh, there's Maggie.
Yep, there's Maggie.
But anyhow, I think I'm gonna let everybody go that's still hanging. Yeah, Pearl's still here. Maggie's still here. But I'm gonna let y'all go. I do appreciate everybody that's hung in, popped out, and popped back in. Y'all have been great. I know we're just background noise while you're working or whatever you're doing, trying to get things ready for shipment or put online for your eBay sales. And I appreciate that. I really do. I love it when you just hang out and whatever you do. But come see us again. We'll see you next week. Have a great one. I'm getting ready to do what Irene does and hit that red button. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.